Hello and welcome to Find It on this Wednesday evening. You guys, this is going to be a short and sweet podcast tonight. It is just me, myself, and I, and Lynn in the back. Lynn, do you want to say hello? Pop up here. She's like, hey, what are you talking about? I'm like the Great Oz in the back with the curtain. Yes, it is just me tonight, but I want to talk. Well, you know what? I will say this tonight. This episode is sponsored by my company called Studio 11 Style. And as you can see on the screen, there is an app. It is free. And you can go to your Android or your Apple store and pick that up for free. And you don't miss anything. You don't want to miss it. And also, I had a little storytelling time in my live stream that I had on Studio 11 Style yesterday. And I talked about something that was really impactful. So you might want to hit it up. If you have my app, you can always watch the live streams from the past. So that would be yesterday's live stream. If you want to check it out, it is there. And it's also on my website, but the app is just super easy. So this is also a shirt that I have, and it has my QR code on it. And yeah, so what the business is Studio 11 Style. I sell women's apparel and accessories. And I also make my own bracelet, and I package it really cute in a couple of bags. And the beads are from Bethlehem, and they have a card of authenticity in there. So you know that they come from Bethlehem, and they've been prayed over, and they're a really nice gift. And I have mine on. There's a butterfly on it. Hello, what is Studio 11? Well, we're trying to find it. We're trying to find it, Joe. But yeah, I just decided, even though I didn't set up a guest for tonight, do you only ship things in groups of 11? Exactly. Buy in bulk, people. Buy in bulk. 11 of everything. I got you covered. I thank you, Susan. I know you do. She says she highly recommends Studio 11. She is one of my very best customers, and we become friends through this. And she gives me advice, and which I love, and I appreciate her so much. So once again, this is the app, and it is free. If you have an Apple or an Android, you can pick it up for free, and you don't miss any of my live streams where I sell the clothes and the bracelets and the accessories. And I give tips about life and things that I use that I don't necessarily sell, but I love it. So I want to share it. Aw, yes, Joe, you have several Studio 11 items that your bride wears, your beautiful bride, and I appreciate you for that. And for being my friend. Not just, you don't have to buy stuff, but I do appreciate that too. She won't let me wear. That's awesome. That's awesome. Hi, Trisha. How you doing, my friend? I had your mom on my live stream this morning because well, let me show you. Or Lynn, can you find the picture of me when I live streamed this morning? I'm doing 12 days of Christmas right now for Studio 11 Style. So that's not really the look I'm going for, but that is how it ended up. I was late to my hair appointment. There's been a lot going on in my family. I won't get into it right now, but I was late to that. I don't want to miss thanks, Susan. The bracelets are fabulous. Highly recommended for a gift. Thank you, Susan. So I just did my live stream from the salon, and it was funny. And I'm just like, it's totally fine. So while we're on the subject of all of this, I'll get off of Studio 11 Style while it is my baby and it's my growing business. And I really need to start promoting it more. And also, if you're watching, if you want to share this episode to push out what I'm talking about, that's great. But I just thought, I want to stay consistent even with my podcast, and a lot's going on. So I didn't have a guest tonight because I want to really be able to focus on what my guests, hi, John, what my guests are talking about and all that. And I'm really tired and I got stuff. So I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to come on and talk to you guys myself. If anybody has any questions about my company, about what I sell, how to get on the stream, the live streams, let me know. I'll be glad to answer those. But here's the funny thing. I really need to laugh today. I really need to take some weight off of my shoulders and my mind and my heart. And so things are brought to me in such a way that I'm like, this is it. This is what I need to talk about on my podcast today. Of course, let's promo my business. But in addition to that, you guys, okay, so I got a camera for my front door, for the doorbell. And so, it's always fun. Oh, you got someone at the camera, you can look and see who's it. But I don't really think about I'm on there too. So I get a review like, oh, someone was at my door at 2:30. Oh, so I go back and I look. And I was like, oh my God, that's me. I looked like you know what? Here's what's funny about this. Cause I sell clothes. I'm all about being a fit. I'm all about being like, oh, find your fabulous. But I'm all about what's on the inside too. But I was in my pajama pants, my slippers with a puffer coat, and I had my hair on my head and my readers on the top of my head. I went out like that. Like I could have been one of the pictures. I wasn't at Walmart, but if I would have been, I could have been on.
Stop teasing them. Just show it to them.
So here's what I saw. And wait, first of all, when you make fun of your mom and you think, oh, she's so funny. This is my mother. I have full on turned in to my freaking mom. Here you go. God, they didn't even put this in a sack. They just sent it. I think this is the golden jacket. Look how they packaged this. You guys, I was talking to David and we had just gotten out of the car. Seriously, I didn't really get out and run errands, but he was, and I took the dog because we hadn't been spending time with the dog. You guys, well, my God, look, they didn't even put it in a bag. They just put a label on it and mailed that sucker. That sounds like my mom. And my dad's name's Marvin, and you'll hear her go, Marvin, do you see this?
I think you need to replay that.
Okay, we're going to replay it. Just seriously, this is my look of the day. Listen, first of all, anyone that would see me out and about would think, Studio 11 style, is that the look we're going for? And then today, I was at the salon. Oh, it is what it is. It's who I am. It's fine. No worries. God, they didn't even put this in a sack. They just sent it. I think this is the golden jacket. Look how they packaged this. That is Kay. That's Carla Kay right there. Oh my God. I'm Deborah Kay. I sent that to Tori. I sent that to my daughter. Y'all know her. She's on here. And she goes, oh, it's the slippers and the chihuahua for me. I was like, oh man, that is a good look. It's just funny. I got to just laugh when times, Steve Rizzo says it all the time too. And I'll tell you what, Joe Ingram can always make me laugh. But in times where you just feel like total shit, a good laugh can just alleviate that for like a minute. And that just feels so good. So how are you all doing? What's going on in your world? And are we ready for Christmas? I know. I can so see Mama Kay. Yeah. That's a good look. I don't know. It was just funny. I was like, oh my gosh, I get to see everyone that comes up to my door. And I didn't even think. I was like, well, who's here? I watched it and laughed and laughed and laughed. And then when I sent it to my daughter, she laughed and laughed. Oh yeah, Bob, the OF. Well, here in Ohio, it's OH, but that's okay. We'll go with OF. Oh man, that's a good look. That's hot. That's hot right there. The leopard slippers, the chihuahua, and me sounding like Carly Kay. That's just too good. But anyway, I want you to know my logo for Studio 11 style is on a scale from 1 to 10. You're an 11. That was 100% not an 11 in that little video. Oh, cray. All right. So Lynn, pop on up here. What we doing? What are you doing for Christmas?
I was just laughing, but Bob just reminded me by just saying, I think he meant to say, oh, oops. I think what he really was saying, oops. Right. And that really makes me laugh going,
oh my
oops.
gosh. You know what? I mean, I guess in life we just can't take it too seriously, and moments in time our lives fly by. I mean, when you're going through stuff and you have a loss in the family, it really makes you think, wow, time flies and we really got to stay in the moment and, take those laughs when we can get them. And I don't know, be kind to one another and all of that. Yes, Susan, on a scale from 1 to 10, I was a 12. We skipped right over 11.
Well, I guess what I can add to this is that, seeing how I had a birthday on Monday, and, we just forget that as we get older, we get to know so many people, and we don't have time to spend time with all the people we get to know. Look at, since we've been friends, how many people we've expanded in friendships, and
Sure.
how we've multiplied in friendships and stuff. And we
Yeah.
just need to cherish every moment we have, whether it's even messaging with these wonderful people that come and see our podcast every day. We have to cherish every moment we have with everybody and embrace and appreciate that, so much.
Ray Martin, 2 more days of school. Christmas Day is Friday. Will you bring your breakfast casserole, please? Oh my gosh. You know what, Mindy? I will 100% do that for you. Friday. Wait a minute. Friday is your Christmas party? This Friday, Mindy? Oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've done that. Yes, Mindy, I will. Hi, Susan. Well, you know what? Let me say this though, Lynn, you brought up a really good point because I know that there are times where people who I'm really close to, but I don't really get to see that often, um, they may feel like, what's wrong with her? Why aren't we seeing one another? Why aren't we making more of an effort? And when I say we, I mean, Mindy, I would for you, honey. I would. It's been a long time since I've brought those casseroles. I used to love it. The kids would I was the most popular person at the school those mornings when I'd come in with those casseroles. But I love people,
You
and
do.
I can love people though without spending a ton of time with people. And I've realized a lot about myself, that I'm okay being alone a lot of the time, and I don't have to be out. I am always a busy person. I'm always hustling and moving and shaking, but it's not always like doing things with people. Oh, yes, I would. Um, I don't know how to describe it. So I am always like, when you spend, and I love you, Bob, but when I spend time with you, those moments, just like Bob, when we were in
Yeah.
LA,
Yeah.
okay,
Cherish.
so, and we were all together and we had this amazing time, great memories, but we've not done it since.
Right.
And that's okay. We can appreciate what we've had together and, stay in touch and all of that until the next time.
Right.
But we don't have to be like feel slighted about,
No.
I will say this. I had
Oops.
Marsh Engle. I had huh?
I said, oops.
I had Marsh Engle on my show, and the only reason she was on my show is because I found it on Bob's show. So
Right.
and I don't always have time to watch everyone's podcast, just
Right.
like people don't have time to watch mine either. I hit it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. And his guest is so good. And then I ended up connecting with her. Hey, Andrea. I ended up connecting with her and she was on my show. And that's only because I watched Bob's podcast and got connected with her. And
Exactly.
so even like that, like when we watch one another on podcasts, or this is me spending time with the people who join me on here. And I see you guys and I appreciate you guys. John, oh gosh, you're a natural. Everyone knows the time we get with you is amazing. Keep it simple. You rock. And thanks for you. By the way, Lynn is incredible. Oh, I know. We're blessed. I'm telling you.
I
Thank you,
love
John.
you, John. But that's what, like, we're just blessed to know. And, and then you forget when you do get the birthday wishes, from people, you start adding up how blessed you are to know people from all different the states and around the world and over the pond, and from young to, from when you were little to
Mhm.
just, a year ago to 10 days ago to whatever. And it's just, and again, my condolences to you and your family right now. And some viewers may know and some viewers may not, but in honor of your mother-in-law just passing on my birthday. The show goes on, and you're needing some laughter and stuff, and I'm very proud of you showing here. Because your audience doesn't know what's going on, and you're showing up. You're showing up, and I'm very proud of you. And you wanted laughter, so I'm just so proud of you.
That was fun. And I do, you guys, I will share this with you, which is what I was wanting you guys to go download the app so you could watch the live stream the day after she passed. I talked about it, but I have some people on here right now, and I'll just share real fast. So I believe in God. I am a spiritual person. I pray. I pray for everyone that's in my life. If I see a Facebook post that someone's sick, I'll pray for that person, even if I don't know them, that kind of thing. Okay. And I don't like to judge people. I don't think that's cool at all. We all live our own life. But my mother-in-law passed away when I wasn't in the room, when I'd been there the whole time. And so what had happened was I was home to let the dogs out. Tori's Doberman was here. I was standing outside. It was dark. And all of a sudden, I saw a shooting star. And I was like, oh. And I texted David and I said, oh my gosh, I'm out here to get the Doberman to use the bathroom. And I just saw a shooting star. And he texted me back like a minute later and said, Mom's gone. And I was like, that was her. That was God's wink. She's okay. And so later that night, when we all got back home, Tori and I were awake. She's in law school and she has finals. So she was leaving early the next morning. Well, we were actually sitting at the kitchen table, and I was telling Tori about this. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And she kind of fluttered her eyes. Like, I don't know. And I'm like, no, that shooting star I saw, how often do you see a shooting star right when your mother-in-law dies? I know that was, I don't care what you think, Tori, that's what I think. And that's what I felt. And she was like, okay, Mom, geez. And I'm like, no, I know what it was. I know. So the next morning she left at 5 o'clock in the morning. I saw her out. She took her dog and all that to go take her finals. And about 20 minutes later, she called me crying, like oh my God. And I was like, oh my, I thought she'd wrecked or something. Like, oh my God, what? And she's like, no, you don't understand. I was praying and I was saying, Grandma, I hope you weren't scared when you passed and you weren't scared during the train and all that. And she said, Mom, the brightest shooting star came right. She said, you couldn't miss it. And I'm like, see? It was. And she's like, I know, I don't doubt it. Like, that is such a gift. And I don't look at things like that as a coincidence. I think it was meant for us to see, and that she's fine and she's in an amazing place. She's in heaven, and she was a really special woman. And so I've always said to her, there's a special place for you in heaven. And David would always rub her back. And when he would rub her back, he would say, oh, I'm looking for those angel wings. And so she's always been a very sweet person. Now, I will say, as she started getting grumpy, older, she got kind of grumpy. She was like, really let you have it. And it was like so weird because she had always been so incredibly tender and sweet. But I think she was alone and she didn't feel well. And she had to just say it like it was. You can't beat around the bush. So I get it. But Lori Graves, I don't think people realize how hard it is to put on a game face and perform when your heart is heavy. Hugs, my friend, and happy belated. Oh, happy belated to you, Lynn. Thank you, Lori. And Lori, I still have your stuff, girl. I got to get to you. I've seen you. I can't believe. So Lori had
gallbladder
surgery. And the next thing I know, she's leading a whole troop of people through the city, checking out lights and doing the home tours. And I'm like, girl, can't keep a girl down. Way to go. Talk about game face. Woo!
I know. That's awesome. That's awesome.
But yeah, so if you guys are dealing with anything hard, it is, try to get a laugh in there some way, somehow. Say a prayer, take deep breaths, and stay hydrated, because I got to tell you something, you guys, I'm not. And I kept getting headaches. I'm like, what is wrong with me? I'm like, well, I may have had one sip of water in the last week. So it does make a difference. So drink your water. And
you've had many losses recently in your family, and you've just, you've been running this business. You've been doing a podcast. you're just many hats, and you've just been amazing. You've been caring for everybody and being there for your daughter, and
Mhm.
you're amazing.
Well, I
And so many
appreciate you
people
saying
love you.
I love them back, and a lot of us go through times where it gets a little rough, and it's been a little rough, but it's I know things are going to get better. And yes, it's I keep asking myself, wow, I just started this business, and I'm really trying to build it, and then it's like all it feels like all, and then I got to say, okay, I'm still very blessed, and I'm grateful for all the good that I have. And, I do know that Norma's in a better place, and she is out of misery. So that's good.
Yeah, and I want to say that I just recently downloaded this app myself, and it's the top app here, the Studio 11, and it's just amazing, and it's very impressive. It
Thank,
looks really nice.
thank
It
you.
makes more sense to go there and actually watch your videos.
Hmm.
It's so much better than the Facebook Lives.
Yeah,
Um,
because you don't have to do sold. You don't have to
no,
comment sold
yeah,
and all that with the
do
numbers.
your
Just
yeah,
do the thing.
do yourself a favor and download that app and check it out, because you can get notified, and it's super cool, you guys. I mean, even if you just want to be nosy and just download it
I
and
love
check it
when you
out.
guys come on, even like, and I have a whole group of girls that will come on and let me know that they're there, and they don't have to buy anything. I mean, I would like
Yeah,
people to eventually, but I mean, not be, as
yeah.
my business grows, it's going to I mean, I'm getting sales, and even the people who aren't on there saying they're on there, I'm getting good sales. So that's not the most important thing to me. The most important thing to me is the community of people that we get to share with one another and build one another up. And then I get to show pretty clothes and accessories. And if you like it, fine. If you don't, still come, because we can participate in life stuff.
I don't think you can see on my phone, but I mean, just scrolling on it, it's just so cool. Oh, it's
And I
showing you
have, I'm gonna,
it's showing my cart's empty. But I mean, it's saying, Lynn, you got to buy.
it's
I'm
like
getting
your
there.
cart's
But
empty.
it's just so cool. Like, oh, it's just the
Yeah,
bracelets are on there. I mean, it's just got the clothes. It's just so cool, you guys.
and you're hired,
It's
girlfriend.
so cool, you guys. I mean, and then it's got the tab for the feeds. I mean, it's got the new arrivals, and it's just
Yeah,
very
you can go
impressive.
to
It's
different
just
departments. You don't have to just stay scrolling like that. You can just use the
mhm.
dashes on the top and go to whatever you want. But along the top, if you see, Lynn, along the very top is where all the live replays are. So if you miss it, I like when people come live because we get to talk like we're doing right now. But
Right.
when you go on my website,
It's actually the first circle there, and it
I
just
know. I really wiped out today, guys. So what ended up happening, if you watch any of the replays, today is not the one to watch because it's usually very smooth. And that today it wasn't. It was glitching. I wasn't able to connect to the Wi-Fi appropriately. It was a whole thing. I couldn't see the comments, but I was live, but I didn't know if you guys could see me because I couldn't get my comments. So I had to go out of the system and go back. Anyway, it was a shit show, but I was showing bracelets. And I was at the salon. So that's 12 days of Christmas. I'm coming on every day at noon, and I'm giving away stuff, and I'm showing just like one item. It's like 15 minutes or less. We talk and I just show you an item, and then I get off of there. So today I was at the salon. I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm coming. It's consistency. I told these people I'm going to do 12 days of Christmas. I'm coming. So if you watch that one, you'll have to fast forward it until you finally get to where I'm like,
no, get some popcorn,
yeah,
sit
it's
there and
like, what
laugh
is
at
this
her.
lady doing? But it's there. So it's the lives you can watch, but the one where I'm talking about the shooting stars and all that is on there. And just I'll show like my favorite product that I don't sell, but I love to use, like the special vitamin C. I did that on December 12th. That was the day I talked about that. So I just talk about things, tips and tricks and stuff. Today, yes, Susan, today was real life. And yeah, I'm glad you stuck around. You deserve an award. That was exhausting. I watched it later when I was in the chair finishing my hair, and I was like, oh, this is not, but you're right. It is real life. It happens. It happens. So anyway, you guys can catch me tomorrow at 12 o'clock. If you download my app, you'll get a little reminder. Crazy Lady's on right now. You can go and check her out and see what she's showing. I just got some new items in today. They were on back order. They just came in. I might change my tomorrow to what just came in because I'm really excited about it. So yeah, download the app. And thank you guys so much for being here. Don't forget to find it. Find what? You know what? We're all seeking something. And when you do find it, we're going to evolve and you got to find it again because that's what life's all about. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, love y'all. And I will see you again next week. I actually have a guest. It's not just me. It's, I can't remember who it is. I have a guest next week.
She found one. She just
I have a guest next week. I know I do.
You have to stay.
And if I'm not ready for her, I'll reschedule her because like today I thought I can't focus right now. I've got too much going on. And it's Christy Vanacore. I love her. And she's been on before.
Oh, yeah.
So she's awesome. And she's going to fill us in on what all new she has going on in her life.
Oh, good.
And I really enjoy listening to her.
Yeah.
Kristy, she'll be on next week. So I already know her. So I feel like it's me. And even if things are awry, she'll be fine. She'll do all the talking.
For sure.
So anyway, all right, you guys, see you next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Same time and a guest. Have a good night, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
That floats around me.